So yesterday before the game, the Green Brigade put out a newsletter, the North Curve put out a newsletter. Now if you want to look back some of the channels, earlier videos, and I will put them in this, and you'll see some of the harassment and things that went on with the group going back to around about 2013, 2014. Videos that were put up on this channel back then in those days. I'm going to read some of the comments on Twitter about, and then I'm going to read the full statement from the North Curve. The board not allowing the Green Brigade is one statement. Display for Tippos in the Champions League night is an own goal. The Green Brigade are well within their rights to fight back against police harassment. It's beyond the board to enter dialogue with them and to get this sorted out. It seems entirely unfair. Tiffos banned now because of some tweets they didn't like. And this all goes down to the board. Just been in a huff again. The board are miles off it. Tiffo set the atmosphere and the tone for the big Champions League nights, said this guy. You see them all over Europe. They will happily fill stadium Tiffos and sell marketing and DVDs. And look back to the biggest one and best one of all was the Barcelona night, and the night for 125 years. That was paid for by the fans. You have to remember, Celtic fans pay for Tiffos. Celtic, the football club, does not invest a single penny and never will. And the fans, the Green Brigade and the North Curve, will never take a single penny from the club for Tiffos. Celtic Spurs says, why are the board not... It's absolutely wild that the board are not on Tiffos, punishing the fans for an atmosphere. Whatever gripe they have with the Green Brigade, it should not interfere with the massive Champions League campaign ahead. Next one is... it's only when the ultras don't get their way that they want change. When Brendan Higgins was meant to be on his way to Celtic, the ultras and a lot of movement of fans, home banners and songs exactly. Nonsense. Board full of rats. 1312 says Kaiden on Twitter. Here's an interesting one. What you like, greeting faced idiots? Spit your dummy. You're not welcome at Celtic Park. Take your agenda elsewhere. That's interesting, but you're probably one of the fans that sing a lot of the Green Brigade songs and fill it. Anyway, this is going to split fans, but let's get into the actual newsletter itself from the North Curve that were put out. It was put out in the North Curve area yesterday. The North Curve exists to give supporters more influence. We often hear cliches about how important supporters are at Celtic, but how often are supporters put first? Not often enough in our view, which is why it's important to build a movement of fans which can demand to get more. Every single year, investment in the club increases, yet the fan experience, involvement, engagement remains stale, lack or non-existent. We believe all fans deserve better, more say, more involvement and more engagement, ultimately more fulfilment from their experience at Celtic Park. Through the size of our membership and their demands, we have been able to influence positive changes in and around the area. We hope to achieve more. All of these changes face resistance and take time. However, it's been difficult to ignore the views of such a large body of fans. That's why it's so important to get involved and share your views and make a difference. Our first members meeting of the season will be announced shortly. It'll be an opportunity to set the aims for the season and reflect on issues we have had over the last few seasons, ways of improving the section and what we currently have. And we have a chance for members to have their say and influence the direction of the collective. You can sign up to the 111 concourse at home matches. You can also chat to members and discover why it's in your interest to sign up. Your membership is £10. You get a scarf and you get private access to a private members platform. The Celtic End. The Celtic End fan campaign is what has been launched to take Celtic Park atmosphere to the next level. The campaign should be enjoyed and excited, as it did last season, create a lot of discussion before having two successful trials at two Celtic FC women's matches. The scenes and the atmosphere at both those matches received plaudits from fans, players and the manager and coaches, as well as other onlookers. It is perfectly there to demonstrate the huge potential it's needed to transform Celtic Park for the better, they went on to say. The campaign was originally launched in anticipation of a fan agreement survey being launched by Celtic in March 2023. The survey is significant to the campaign because it will be specific to gauge the demand of season ticket holders and standing at matches, according to the club. They would consider the larger standing section if there's data to prove that season ticket holders want it. Very frustrating, and it has been shelved since then, and we're still waiting for it to be launched. We have been assured by the club that it still wants fan engagement as a priority. The club has also advised that they're unable to facilitate further trials of the Celtic end. We do intend to promote the Celtic end. We further give updates regarding the fan engagement survey and receive any survey it should happen. It is key for demonstrating the demand for more standing capacity at Celtic. Flag Day saw the Green Brigade experiment with a DIY pulley attempt to add more creativity to tifos. Last season, the Green Brigade spent over $1,000 on a consultation to explore the installation of infrastructure at Celtic Park to create 3D tifos, which are becoming more and more common throughout the UK. Similar to the Celtic end, there is a lack of interest within the club to properly engage with the fans on incentives like this to improve the fan experience at Celtic Park. Despite Celtic being trailblazers in the UK fan scene, we are quickly being left behind as other clubs implement larger standing sections, create designated singing sections and goal ends, and they also install an infrastructure for 3D tifos. Throughout the 17-year history of tifos, it has been key to the addition at Celtic Park. The Green Brigade have used a motive that the team is absolutely paramount for big fixtures. They often bring a different layer of excitement and anticipation to the occasion, allowing fans to showcase their love and passion for Celtic in creative ways. The Green Brigade opened the season with a dusting of magic by pulling the league trophy from a magician's hat. It was a cruel twist of irony. The club has then chosen to disappear all Green Brigade tifos this season. Despite not being unfamiliar territory of the 17-year course of the Green Brigade, it is particularly frustrating that for the second year in a row, the club will obstruct tifos in the Champions League at a stage where the team needs to be everything possible at an advantage and support from the crowd. Furthermore, it's even more concerning that the club's reason for doing this on this occasion is punishment for the North Curve Celtic, defending its members by exposing the harassment of police officers. Despite victory over the Offensive Behaviour Act, police intimidation and harassment has not stopped. For those involved with the Green Brigade, it will never stop. Indeed, any Celtic fan likely to receive or witness some level of unwanted and unwelcome and unlawful police attention. As many sadly know, the police harassment is seldom confined to the 90 minutes. In cases of several Green Brigade members, it spanned of a decade, persistently targeting the same individuals and attempt to break them and their families. Personal effects can have monumental. It can have effect on family breakdowns and loss of paid jobs and careers. This has had the devastating impacts and mental health of various people within the Green Brigade and the North Curve area. In response to this, the North Curve adopted a perfectly legal defence tactic, documenting officers perceived to be intimidating, aggravating or harassing supporters. By turning surveillance, police make it more accountable for their actions. And this is something that this channel has been fully backing the Green Brigade for over 15 years. And like I say, if you want to go back and check out some of the videos, I will put them in the playlist, and you can check out some of the early videos, and especially one where the group decided to leave the ground and to walk around in the front of the ground, and they were met with what can only be, it was absolutely ridiculous what they were met with by the Police Scotland. Anyway, the tactic has proven to be a success on various levels. The most notable success has been the withdrawal of police officers from 111 concourse. Naturally, there was no police harassment. There will not be any pig watch, they went on to say. Celtic, we are the best team in Glasgow, and we've done it all in Europe. When we've won in Portugal, the Caesar and Bertiold and Big Jock Steen says we brought the club back to Parkhead. Still feels like a dream. And our dreams we still have. We have to relive that every day. We won the Big Cup in Lisbon on the 25th of May. I still pray to God another run, and we beat the best in Europe like Jock Steen has already done. That's a statement from the Green Brigade. That's all I'm going to say about it on this video. Have your say in the comments, and then I'll see you on the next video.